There's some fisheries in the world that really don't need an introduction. You've heard their names. You've seen them on TV. You might even know somebody who's fished them. One of those lakes is a 180-mile stretch of the Tennessee River, located about 3 hours north of Memphis. One of the largest man-made reservoirs in the United States, and has been known for many years as one of the fishiest lakes in the country. What is this fishy place? It's Kentucky Lake, one of the crown jewels of the state of Tennessee's Bill Dance's Signature Lakes program. For many years, Kentucky Lake has been known mainly as a bass lake. But if you dig a little deeper, you'll find out pretty doggone quick that this wonderful lake offers a whole lot more than just bass. Largemouth bass have been king here for years and years. But if you wet a line on Kentucky Lake today, you might catch largemouth, smallmouth, crappie, perch, bluegill, striped bass, and catfish, just to name a few. That's why I'm so proud to call it a Bill Dance Signature Lake. It's good for anglers of all ages, skill levels, and interest.
That's the most famous bait that I own.
Is it really?
Caught the first bass I ever caught in my life. My brother said he'd gone to town and I snuck her boat out.
Yep, no motor.
No motor,
Yep.
just oars. And there was a lone buttonball bush sitting out in front of all the others. I threw it up there beside that bush and let the ripples all get going. Gave it a little jerk and it looked like a dynamite went off.
What year was that? When
1949.
49.
Lake
That
is
is,
probably 4 years old.
but it's so cool to have those stories and the memories of the early days of Kentucky Lake and to get to see the evolution and kind of how the lake has changed over
Yeah.
the years. You know, there's so much that, you know, what the lake looked like versus what it does now. It's just two totally different bodies of water.
And most people that fished for food. They wanted to catch them to
Absolutely.
eat. There were two people in Paris that I knew that had boats.
Two people.
One of them had an outboard, one of them had a real foot boat. And they hated each other. They thought that they owned the lake.
Of course.
And as big as it was, they'd always wind up right together.
Well, that hadn't changed
And-
in 70 or 80 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously I'm fairly biased from growing up and knowing the area so well, but this is absolutely my favorite fishery of all the places that I have been all across the country. Awesome fishery to come catch really most anything that lives here in Tennessee, you know, whether it's crappie, bluegill, bass. It is absolutely chock full of it, and believe it or not, you don't even have to have your forward facings and your fancy electronics. I have been catching them here for many moons with an old marker buoy and lining things up on the bank. It's, you know, again, just the history that I have here is really encouraging to see not only, you know, how the lake has adapted and the growth of the fishery, but just the amount of species that you can catch in any given day here on Kentucky Lake.
Kentucky Lake receives generous stocking from the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, which is an important part of what the Bill Dance program is trying to accomplish. It simply means there are more fish to catch, which goes hand in hand with better access, better facilities, and more opportunities to pursue these great fish. And when it comes down to it, that's what the Bill Dance Signature Lake program is all about.
I've had this conversation several times. I've had people ask, you know, why is Kentucky Lake so special? Why, of all lakes in the country, why do I want to come to Kentucky Lake? And let me tell you, this place is absolutely packed full of whatever species it is that you want to target, as well as the accessibility to those fish. You may be a crankbaiter, and that's what you're going to do no matter where you go in the country. You're going to go wind a crankbait around the bank, and that's an awesome way to catch them here. If you're an offshore fisherman and you love dragging a worm around, I promise you, you can get some bites here. And you know, it's just a fantastic fishing area. Everybody here is all on board with everything that we have and super nice and really approachable in the outdoor community.
One of the most obvious improvements on Kentucky Lake is the lodge at Paris Landing, which offers everything a visiting angler would need to enjoy a trip here. Great lodging, food, beautiful views of the lake, and it's just across the street from the boat ramp, just a couple of minutes away from hungry fish.
So it's no secret Bill Dance is class act. He is getting involved with the facilities and the lakes. Paris Landing has been chosen, and I could not think of a better place to have this. You know, we've renovated the parking lots, we've added boat ramps, we've done a ton of things here to make it a lot easier and a lot more comfortable for you to come enjoy your time off.
Now, the lodge is brand spanking new, but Trollinger's Butcher Shop has been feeding hungry fishermen on Kentucky Lake for over 110 years. Now, this family-owned staple serves up some of the best barbecue you'll ever eat, and it's good old-fashioned butcher shop and deli as well. Now, if you're a fisherman on your way to Kentucky Lake, I highly recommend it.
Michael Trollinger, I'm a fifth generation. Bigger supermarkets are always constantly pre-cutting. You go in, you get your batch stuff. So it's kind of a dying trade, but it's actually really cool to be able to come in and order what you want and leave with just that amount. A lot of people come in and they'll pre-package. We get to slice meats however they want, especially the deli. So they'll come in and get a lot of stuff pre-packaged, and then so once they head out on the lake, they're ready and convenient, cut them in half, and you know, they can snack on them all day. So we actually cook almost all of our stuff 12 hours overnight. Our chicken and ribs, we get in here pretty early, anywhere between 4 and 6 a.m. So all of our ribs and chickens are fresh. They're made that morning. They usually typically come off about 10, 11 o'clock. We actually cook our own sausage too. So what we serve in the breakfast is actually what we make. Usually what we make fresh in our meat department, we actually serve in our barbecue department too. Lets us keep food really cheap for people, and you know, we can line them up. Our sauce is pretty famous. We've had it since 1917, since we opened my great-grandfather's recipe. It's heavy on the pepper, but our motto is the more you put on, the hotter it gets. We have an amazing community with our river here, and then also local tourism. So it's just a really cool all-American community down here in the South. Fish fry around here is legendary. It's wild, thousands and thousands of people, and they keep setting records for catfish cooking. If you've never been, please come. It's really cool. The fish is amazing. Everything's made fresh, and quite the little event. So we're always glad to have the world's biggest fish fry here in Paris, Tennessee.
There are plenty of different places to go and catch fish, but there are very few places like Kentucky Lake, Tennessee. It has the people, it has the facilities, it has a deep fishing history, but most importantly, it has multiple species of fish, and lots of them. I've spent many, many days on Kentucky Lake, and I can't wait to spend more. And I'd like to invite you to join me for a few days here as well.
Welcome to my fishing town.
Welcome to my fishing town.
Welcome to my fishing town.
I'm Bill Dance. Welcome to my fishing town.